how to pitch, where to pitch, and how to do it. So I'm gonna start with what most closers are doing and what most of you guys are probably doing right now. What you're doing is in your 5-step sales process, you're running your introduction, you're running your fact finding, you're running your presentation, and then you're closing, and at the end, you're pitching like, hey, it's gonna be 5K. I'll tell you why that's flawed. Why it's flawed is because when you drop 5K at the end of the call and then you sit there and you pause, especially with a B2C sale, what's gonna happen is the prospect is gonna get slammed with so much fear. Now all of the value that you were just building in your presentation, it's completely thrown away because you've thrown the money now at them and all they can focus on is the money. And then you're gonna get hit with so many objections because fear is at an all-time max right there. And so I don't pitch that way. And when I changed my pitch, my close rate went from 30% to like 68, 70%. So this is how I pitch. In my pitch, it's introduction, fact finding, presentation, test, close, and close. So right at the end of my fact finding, what I do is I say, James, what we're doing is we're taking on 2 more people for the rest of March, April, and May. I use the 3 months that are coming up. So let's say, James, we're taking on 2 more people for the rest of March, April, and May. Everything that I'm about to break down, it's gonna be 5K. Okay, do you have 5K? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I'm not worried about it. I'm more worried about if you're actually committed. And I'll ask them, are you committed? The reason why I ask, so I ask 3 questions. I say, are you committed? I say, are you disciplined? And then I say, do you have the willingness to learn? So I ask those 3 questions. They say yes to each one of them, but I'll tell you why I ask those questions. The reason why I ask those questions is I want to get their mind off the money as fast as I can. The way I want you to view money as you're pitching as a closer is a roadblock. It's almost like a branch in the road, right? It's just stopping you from getting to where you want to go. You have to get people off the money as fast as you can. Because money, especially with a B2C sale, there's so many limiting beliefs around it. So I'll drop it. I'll say, hey, it's gonna be 5K. Are you disciplined? He'll say yes. Do you have the willingness to learn? Yes. And are you committed? Yes. And then I'll immediately move on to my testimonial. Now, the reason I don't spend any time sitting around and lollygagging. I immediately move on to the testimonial. And I'll tell a quick story. I'll literally say, cool, you're literally just like this guy, Tom. Tom was literally just like you, and I'll tie it into his pain points and his desires. Bro, he was struggling with, let's say it's a fitness offer. He was struggling with getting in shape. He wasn't confident. He didn't like the way he looked. Bro, he was literally just like you, and he really wanted to get to 185 pounds, lean, jacked, whatever it may be. He really wanted to get there. And I'm gonna show you him right here. And then I'll play a video of that client. And they'll immediately start putting themselves in the shoes of the client because I told a story that aligns with his pain points and his desires. Another point, a key point that I do with the testimonial, I always choose a testimonial that aligns with the exact same demographic. So if the guy's a 22-year-old college student, I'm gonna try and find someone similar in the age range. If it's a woman, I'm gonna pick a woman. If it's, I don't know, could be anyone. Just match the demographics. Why? Because people's biggest concern is not your product. You already run a business. It's, is your product going to work for them? So the testimonial has to match the demographic, tell a story around how they have the same pain points, how they have the same desires, and then use the testimonial. Play the testimonial, and then after you play the testimonial, get their thoughts on it. Cool, Jack, what'd you think of the video, bro? I'm just curious. Bro, I thought that was awesome, bro. He's just like me. Sweet, bro. So I'm gonna show you exactly what we have to break down and exactly what we're gonna offer you. And then you pull up your presentation and immediately go into presentation, okay? We're gonna do a whole other video on how to run a proper presentation, but when you pitch like that, you almost subconsciously drop price in the back of their mind, which is so much more powerful than saying, hey, it's gonna be 5K, make your choice. That's so much harder. And it's just, don't do it that way. So that's the lesson on pitching, when to pitch, how to pitch. I hope this helps you guys out. Helps me get my close rate from 30% close to 70%. And I know for a fact if you guys implement it, it'll help you do the same. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.